What's going on with Judd? How come it's getting all existential here?
I don't know, man. He's got some emotional problems, I guess.
Getting older, you know.
Yeah. only so many movies about boners you can make, I guess. Decided to expand.
Decided to put boners on the periphery of the
Exactly.
movie.
They're side boners now. I think it's about, something that's quite serious. He just chose to occupy the world with very funny people and people who don't know how to handle the situations they're in well and people who act out in strange ways, and I think that's what makes it a comedy. It's all how it's handled. It's inherently a somewhat serious subject matter.
Yeah, I look at it as a comedy with just a more serious subject matter, exactly. I play Leo. Leo Koenig, whose last name comes from the lead singer of Vampire Weekend.
Yes.
Named Ezra Koenig. And Leo is a pretty, I'd say, calculated young man, very competitive, and I'd say way less supportive than one should be.
Yes.
And he's an up-and-coming stand-up comedian on the rise.
And he lives with me, and I play Ira, and I'm kind of not as good or confident or cutthroat as my roommates are. So when I get hired by George Simmons, a very famous stand-up comic, they're very jealous and find I'm deserving of it, and are kind of mean to me about it. Yeah. Well, first, he hires me under kind of the premise that I'm like his assistant / kind of joke writer guy, and then he tells me that he's sick, and it kind of becomes clear that I'm the only person that he really has chosen to confide in, and then slowly, as he gets better, I kind of become the person who realizes that he's mentally gone off the rails a little bit, and have to kind of be the one to try to rein him back in.
Our friends were very unique in that we were never and aren't like that.
Yeah.
But it was definitely something we recognized in other groups and other young comedy people that we knew, especially when we were starting out.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that bad, I gotta be honest. There's nothing really. It's mostly awesome, because we get to make the actual fame I could do without, but the being able to make movies that you want to make, that's awesome.
I agree wholeheartably. I think the other stuff you put up with to make movies that you want to
Exactly, yeah. I don't know. On boners.
I
guess I would say, yeah, exactly. It's hard not to, honestly, we would try not to write jokes about the penis or jack it off and stuff, and it would always, come back to it. And, I even had to write a joke about that. I wrote because, I would be trying to write a joke about, getting my driver's license, and it would somehow turn into a jacking off joke. I must love jacking off.
There's just nothing, I think it's a primal thing that is just so funny. I mean, the anatomy will never stop being funny no matter how old you get, or there just is something in life. If you saw the wisest 95-year-old man you've ever seen and he saw someone get a boner in public, he would laugh.
Yeah.
He would.